Hey guys, welcome back to another video. This is Troy, and in today's video we're doing one of the most fun things in this hobby, adding new fish. Yeah! I'm going to be giving updates on my two largest cichlid tanks, and we're going to walk through what fish we're going to be adding to these tanks towards the end of the video. I'm really excited to walk through this one, but before we do that, make sure to hit that subscribe button. We'd really appreciate it. And guys, let's dive right in. Okay, before we check out the new fish in the quarantine tank, let's see what's new with the 180 gallon aquarium followed by the 75 gallon. So this is my 180 gallon South American cichlid tank. This tank has been running for a little over a year now, and overall it's doing really well. There are a few things that could be doing a little better though. One of those is my true parrot cichlid. As you can see here, he has a little white mark behind his eye, which looks to be a bacterial or fungal infection. I think he was in a fight with maybe the Oscar or the chocolate cichlid, and now I am treating the full tank. I will provide updates on him and the rest of the tank in the coming weeks, but I am treating the entire tank and not just him. He's also just hiding out right now and no one seems to be messing with him, so I think he'll be doing just fine while I go through treatment. Another thing is that a few of my fake plants from Elite Cichlids had been shredded apart over the last year or so by some of my severums, and I also wanted to get some larger plants to replace these. So I'm going to do a quick water change on this tank. I've showed how I do this process before, but it's super easy using the Cichlid Ultra Zero pump. It also saves you some water and some money on your water bill. So overall, I really recommend this pump, but as the tank is at a lower water level, that's when I'm going to move some of the plants out and replace them with the new plants. So these two big plants are from Elite Cichlids again. I highly recommend them. I'll put their contact information down below. But overall, these give a great pop of color in your tank, especially if you can't really have live plants like me. But my severums and chocolate cichlid really shred up any plants I try putting in this tank, so I really have to go with fake plants. Overall, I really like the look that these plants provide, and it really brings this whole aquarium together.
That rug really tied the room together, did it not?
So anyway, after that, I take the Cichlid pump off of the Python, and then I start filling the tank back up. I always use Cichlid Prime as my water conditioner, and then it was time to just let the tank fill and then check it out afterwards. So now this tank is prepped and ready for a potential new addition down the line. And all I can say is this tank is looking awesome. So now it's time to check in on the 75 gallon aquarium and also the Plecos. So here was my 75 gallon American cichlid tank, and it's going to go through a few changes throughout the video. We're going to start with a quick water change as I talk through the different species. So first we have 5 electric blue acaras, then we have 5 Geophagus vini, we have a Nicaraguan cichlid, we have 2 Synodontis petricola, and 1 severum. The Plecos are actually in a quarantine tank that's underneath the 75 gallon in the stand. I just made the most of the space that I had at the time. We'll get a better look at these guys in a bit, but while they're in quarantine for a few weeks, I'm going to make some adjustments to this 75 gallon, starting with another synthetic plant from Elite Cichlids. I have some live plants in this tank that have barely made it through since I only have 1 small severum, but the Nicaraguan cichlid also kind of shreds plants at times. But I think the mix of the live plants and this 1 fake plant really gives a great look to this aquarium. And as you can see, the after just that pop of green color gives it a nice new element to this tank. It also provides another hiding spot for some of these fish and eventually for the 2 Plecos. But here are the fish currently, and these Geophagus have the most incredible color.
Dear God, it's beautiful.
But seriously, the Spheni even get better as they age. As adults, they will have a ton of that blue, red, and metallic look throughout their body, along with the very high spiked dorsal fins. Super excited for this group. And now we're going to jump a few weeks into the future as we move the Plecos from quarantine into the 75 gallon.
And here we go.
Okay, so I got these Plecos about a month ago and I ordered them from Aquatic Arts online. These are actually the most expensive fish I've ever ordered, and that's just because they're pretty rare and exotic Plecos. I put them in this quarantine tank just to monitor them and make sure they weren't sick or have any illnesses or defects so that I could put them into my 75 gallon aquarium without any concern. So first up here we have the King Tiger Pleco, or the L334. I'm definitely new to the world of Plecos. I don't pretend to be an expert at all, but these fish do stay on the smaller end of most Plecos. They get about 6 inches in total length, so they're definitely more manageable in terms of size in comparison to maybe the common Plecosmus. This guy looks awesome, even though he's a little bit smaller than I thought I was ordering, so he will stay in the 75 gallon aquarium longer just so he can grow out before he moves to the 180. As these guys grow, they just look better and better, and I can't wait until they're full sized. Okay, so now for the other exotic Pleco. This is the L134, the Leopard Frog Pleco. Similar to the King Tiger Pleco, this stays on the smaller end at about 5 inches in total length as adults, so this one will likely stay in my 75 gallon tank long term. Both of these Plecos have awesome coloration even as little guys in this tank. They'll do just fine with these cichlids as they start to grow, and there's definitely enough space that they can have plenty of hiding spots for their own. But the Leopard Frog Pleco looks awesome. It has a slightly different color pattern to it than the King Tiger, but I love both of these and I can't wait to see both of them grow up into their full potential. As always, we'll be showing updates and progression of these fish as they grow. So if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss some of those updates coming soon. Okay guys, that does it for today's video. I'm really excited to show the progression of those Plecos and the rest of my cichlid tanks on this channel. Make sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and we'll see you next week.